Okay, so here we have a pretty interesting possible turn. So the first thing that I notice is that there's another rat, and what this means is that I could pile it on this rat, get some stats. So an obvious play would be to do something like sell Badger to proc the shrimp, and then play a rat so that way it procs the dog, and then combine the rats to increase the rat. But then I'm thinking to myself that I'm not going to be keeping the rat. The rat's going to get ditched eventually. And so I don't exactly want the rat. I don't want to sink gold into it. So the next thing that I think about is, well, if I'm going to sell the rat, is this a good turn to sell it? So I'm looking at what's on here, and I'm thinking, is there anything on here that is good enough that would justify selling the rat? Now keep in mind that the rat is a 914. That's pretty powerful. I would need to do something pretty big with this turn in order to pull it off. And not lose. But then I look at my health, and then I think, okay, so I do have a turn to scale. I could lose one more. But I don't think that there's anything here I would necessarily replace the rat with to be reliable. The next thing that I notice, though, is that there is a sheep. And the sheep is really good because I have a shrimp. And because I have the shrimp, I see a pill here. So if I pill the sheep, I could get 2 rams, and then I could sell both rams to proc the shrimp twice. But to do that, I would need to open up spots. So my turn order is going to look something like sell the badger and then sell the rat, right? And then the reason why I would do that is because when I sell the badger, it actually doesn't matter which of these I sell first, but I sell one of them, and then before playing the sheep, I sell the other one. And the reason why I do that is because I want to be able to get the second sell proc from the shrimp on something that will stay there. So I want the sell proc on either the swan or the dog. So what would happen if I sold the badger and then played the sheep is that the health might go onto the rat, which is not what I want because the rat is going to be sold this turn also. So I want to sell both first. So I'm going to do that. And I got pretty lucky because it went on the dog. Then I sell the rat, and the badger's not there, so it's automatically going to go into something useful. Then what I'm going to do is that I'm going to play the sheep, which is great because that gives my dog more stats. Then we're going to pill the sheep, get 2 rams. Hopefully when I sell 1 ram, it won't go onto the other ram, but it's not the biggest deal because this is still a good economy play. One reason why pilling a sheep is good when you're doing cycle strats is because the rams will give you 1 gold each. So you're spending 4 and getting 2 back as opposed to spending 3 and getting 1. And then you can potentially get more stats by proccing the shrimp, so statistically it's just the better play. So we sell the shrimp, not the shrimp, we sell the sheep. Alright, so now I have 11 gold, and I've gotten a bunch of stats on the dog. The next thing that I notice is, okay, so either I have 11 gold, I either reroll and start cycling, or I look to see if there's anything here I can play. The thing I notice is that I have a pig. Pigs are amazing for cycling because it costs 3, but I can sell it for 2. So we're going to play the pig, which will add stats on the dog, and then I sell the pig and get a lot of the gold back. Alright, so I look at this bench, and the first thing that I think to myself is that Beaver is a really good cycle unit, because when you sell it, it gives 2 random friends 1 health. So the next thing I'm going to do is that I'm going to play the Beaver, and I'm going to sell it. Alright, at this point, you have to keep in mind about your gold, because I have 2 open spots, and I only have 7 gold left, which means that I need to play 2 units, and I have 1 roll to do so. So of the units here that I think would be the most reliable, I'm thinking spider, probably. So I'll freeze the spider and then roll. Wait, do I freeze or do I play? Okay, so if I play the spider, then I would have the 4 gold, I would roll and I would get 4 new choices. If I freeze the spider, then I would only get 3 new choices, but if I get 2 things that are better than the spider, I can play that. So the safe and secure play would be to play spider now, and the riskier but potentially higher payoff play would be to freeze the spider. And so when I'm thinking about whether I can afford to take risks or not, I look at my health. I see I have 2. That's more than 1, so I can afford to make riskier plays if I think I'll scale better. So I'll roll. All right, see, this is really good. This is why you should, like, this is one reason why, because I see 2 things that I want to play over the spider. The first one being the crab. Crab is a really good tempo card. They'll have 24 health. And the second thing is that I kind of want to play this Hedgehog over the Spider. Now I need to think, because this thing is 3 attack, and then it deals 2, so effectively it has 5, as opposed to the Spider, which has 2, and then it'll summon an animal as a 2/2, which means that that would only have 4. And since I can't play this Honey on the Spider, there's no point getting an Ox for that proc, so I'm not super worried. So I think I'm going to play the Hedgehog. So see, this is really good. Like, because I froze the Spider instead of playing it, even though it was the riskier play, I was able to get 2 units as opposed to playing the Spider and then either the Crab or the Hedgehog. And keep in mind that if I had 1 health, I would not have done that. I would have played the Spider, because there's also a chance that I get 3 really bad units here. And then so then I end up with a Spider and a trash unit, and then I never ended up getting my 4th roll. And that is the entire team. I tried to maximize everything that I could with the Shrimp and the Dog.